Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VR Master League Season 16, Week Number 1. This is Onward. This is Raptors versus After Hours. I am your host, F. Lipinski, and today I have a co-host here with me. I am back.
Great to be here, guys.
And we are going to be casting probably the arguably one of the best teams, both here, After Hours and Raptors tonight. Raptors are pretty much the North American champs right now. They have been on fire since they've came back. Season 15, they've done a fantastic job, and they've actually played After Hours already in Season 15. I am back. What do you think are we going to see on predictions tonight? I mean, is it looking in favor of Raptors, or is it looking in favors of After Hours here?
I think the favor is pointing still pretty heavily to Raptors, and just looking into a little bit of the bans, Raptors already kind of getting those few maps, Shipyard and Arctic, the smaller ones, out of the way, and After Hours only banned Snow Peak, and I think that especially with Raptors, their strong suit is going to be maps like Quarantine, those longer range maps, and so I definitely feel like there is a little bit of an coming into this. I still think that Raptors might pull a win just right at the beginning, and After Hours definitely has a little bit of legwork to do.
I think if we look back at the last time After Hours and Raptors have played against each other, this was Season 15 in October. Raptors played against After Hours, and Raptors won 12-4. So they did a fantastic job on that match. They did win Subway 4-1. Now, if I was After Hours and I was just going based off of the last time we played the Raptors, I might want to ban Subway there, along with Egress. Egress, they lost 4-0. But we already see that they did ban Egress alongside Snow Peak, so that ban makes a little bit more sense there. But Subway, I mean, we'd have to look at what After Hours prior stats are. And if we look at their all-time history on Subway, throughout all their rosters they've had and all their players, they have played it the most. 34 times they've played Subway. And that's for VR Master League. Now, they've won 53% of those maps, and they've won 53% of those round wins. So I think if they're saying, as long as we get that Volk advantage, we'll at least get a win. Maybe it's by 1 point. Maybe it might be an ugly win, depending on how both teams are playing today. But they might say, that's all that matters, is getting that map win. I think maps that we might see tonight from After Hours, it's probably going to be maybe Cargo. I think they might go for a map like Cargo. They have a pretty good map win percentage, 58% map win, 57 round win. Cargo, it's a fast-paced map. If we think about Raptors, are they an extremely fast team? No. I think that they are a little bit more methodical in their approach on Marsoc, and same with their Volk. I don't really think of Raptors as pushing in on Volk, trying to cut off half the map early on and playing aggressive from there. They might move a little bit forward and tuck in on some defenses, but so I think After Hours, I think they might feel confident on a map like Cargo, maybe even USS Quest. If we look at Raptors bans, they're both custom maps. They're Arctic and they're Shipyard. Maybe that might give us a hint that maybe they're not so strong on these custom maps because they haven't played it as much. What do you think, I'm back? Do you think that might be what's running through their head right now?
It's a good point you made that these are both custom maps. However, I also think there might be just a little bit of a something there in terms of smaller maps, and with Suburbia in the map pool, maybe that could be something that After Hours goes for. But I think that maybe with Raptors, their strong suit definitely seems to be their ability to, especially on Marsoc, to just really spread out and find those picks. And these smaller maps, oftentimes they play a lot faster, and that's a little bit more difficult to do. So I'm very interested to see if After Hours can kind of tune in on some of the weaknesses that Raptors might have.
Yeah, and I do have to say this right now because I am in the lobby. Raptors are using a reservist right now. They have Kraft Amic on their roster, or in the game right now on their side, and Kraft Amic is not listed as one of the players for Raptors. So, is Kraftomic getting the ultimate tryout here? You know, like, hey, if you play well against After Hours in an official match, you know, you're on the team, you know, or is he just like, you know what, I'm just reserving for because you guys need me. You know, we'll see how Kraftomic does. I have played against Raptors recently, and Kraftomic was doing a phenomenal job, you know, especially on like a map like Snow Peak. So unfortunately, Snow Peak's not going to be played tonight as it has been banned. Map number 1, we do have that selected. It is going to be Subway, so we're going to go ahead and add that right in there. Once again, you know, After Hours not banning Subway and deciding to ban Snow Peak. I wonder if they've just been in a, you know, in a dry spot on Snow Peak. I mean, if we look at their stats, it doesn't look fantastic. You know, only winning 6 out of 26 times they've played it. Not looking very strong for After Hours. So I guess they, you know, banned their weakest map right there, regardless of if it's Raptors strong suit or not. Probably gonna have a better chance you know, playing them on a map like Subway, something that they're a little bit more familiar with and playing more often. Now, for Subway, we do have the Chinatown objective outside. Do you think that After Hours getting the Volk round first, do you think they're gonna be able to hold this objective, I am back, or do you think that it's kind of 50-50 on Volk advantage for this one?
When thinking about Subway, Chinatown often does seem, especially with your higher division teams, it definitely seems like it's a little more Volk heavy. So I am interested to see how Raptors starts the season, and maybe they have something crazy in store here, and we might see it. But I kind of think that we might see a little bit of Volk trading happening, especially at the start.
Yeah, and I really think that one big thing that's going to either make or break this round for Raptors on Marsoc is, are they going to get that south spawn? You know, the spawn that everyone hopes they get on this objective. Are they going to be able to get that spawn, run up those stairs, and hold down that south alleyway, if you want to call it that south street early on, you know, and controlling that little section, watching the I call it T alley for casting purposes, that leads on the west side of the objective. Holding that down, is that gonna, you know, give Raptors enough an advantage to kind of swing it back in their favor and put the pressure on After Hours? Or is After Hours just gonna, you know, hold the advantage throughout the entire round, and it comes down to you know, a you know, a 1v1 trade scenario, pure luck? I think it'll be a good thing to look at. Let's look at the roster real quick for After Hours. We have Not CK, Mr. Diamond, Ninja Salad, Chandler Sullivan, and Bob the Gamer VR. All these players have been on After Hours for quite a while now. I think Not CK is probably one of the newer players, that and Bob, but I mean, newer players, it's still been practically almost a year since they've joined. Meanwhile, on Raptors, like we said, we do have Kraftomic, who is a reservist, Marksman, Tiger Striker, Soldiers, and Messino. So a lot of these players have been playing on the same team for quite a while. I think Kraftomic is the only one that hasn't been on Raptors from the beginning. So for map 1, what are your predictions, Ironback? Who do you think is going to win this? You know, be honest, all right? Don't hold back on me.
Yeah, I really think it comes down to the objective. I think that if the North OBJ objective is involved, I have a feeling that Raptors might be able to pull a Marsoc win and ultimately win the map. However, I think that if we don't see a North objective, I think this is going to be a lot of Volk trading, but ultimately an After Hours win.
After Hours win? Wow. Okay. I might be on the other side here. I think that Raptors are going to be taking this first map. As we hop into round number 1, they do have the disadvantageous position, and yet there we go. I was gonna say we're gonna fix that real quick, but we'll see what Raptors are gonna do. They are gonna send 2 in the north. We have Soldiers and Marksman taking this north approach here, and
I think a big aspect of this is that middle control, and you kind of have Ninja Salad up there. And if they can get control of that middle area, it often becomes just this toss-up when the util starts happening to be thrown from middle onto the objective in terms of Volk's ability to really defend it.
Yeah, I think they're playing super tight on objective here. I mean, having 3 players in this Chinatown area, that is more than the average, in my opinion. Ninja Sal is really going to have to hold off all 3 players on their own. Has to at least trade with one to make it worth this position. If he allows all 3 to get past him, you know, whether that's, you know, they killed Ninja or they just, you know, sneak past, I don't think that's really possible. That's going to put After Hours in a really bad position, because giving up this center alley, it's super, super important. I do hear some pre-fire coming out in the north. I don't want to take away our attention from what's going to possibly happen here. And Ninja does spot one from Raptors rotating. Oh, and look at that. The great lines of sight from Messino on the Ninja with the support of Kraft does take out their only defense in the center. Now it's going to give Raptors a lot of room to move around, to push up, to, you know, get closer on objective with utility here.
I think this north push here with the 2 people just kind of, with soldiers and marksmen just kind of playing it slow, and now kind of the middle being able to be taken completely advantage of by Raptors, we could possibly see a really difficult time for After Hours to defend this from both the north front and the middle front.
Yeah, I do see Chandler. He's got what looks like, I don't know if that's a C4 in his hand or if it's just a clicker. Not sure where he's placed that C4. It's got to be somewhere maybe a little bit deeper in this alleyway. I can't really tell from here. But we'll come back to Chandler's position in a minute. We do have some stuff going on up here in the north. And that was actually a really close grenade onto Diamond. I think that little black box is the only thing that kept him alive there. And he's holding... These are some very meta positions. Not CK, Mr. Diamond. Very common spots. Even Bob. I mean, it's not the first thing you pre-fire, but, you know, once you've cleared out CK and Diamond's position, that's the next spot you pre-fire, you know, Bob's spot. So, a lot of smoke, some flashes. I think that's what's going to help out Raptors right now. Now, back over here with Chandler. Looks like we're in a C4 situation here. Yeah, wow, look at that. Perfect play from Chandler. Does not confirm Tiger. And there he goes. There's the confirm on the Tiger. Some smokes coming out and some flashes. Diamond does take out Kraft, and just like that, the tides have changed. It's now a 2v4. Soldiers and marksmen versus the rest of After Hours. And they are holding this down pretty well. Only 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Still plenty of time for Raptors to figure out something to do here. I think if they had enough smoke and no one's pre-firing it, it is possible for a cap, but that smoke is now dissipating. And I think CK might get a kill on Marksman here. Yes, he does. All up to Soldiers. Last one remaining from Raptors. Is After Hours going to take this first round without a sweat? I mean, I guess... Oh, look at that swing from Soldiers. Great play. Diamond with the refrag, though, does get After Hours that first round win on map 1 for the series. And we did lose Ninja on After Hours. He should be hopping back in shortly. What are some key notes on that round there, Ironback? What do you think Raptors made a mistake in? Do you think they played too slow, too conservative, didn't use enough utility? What do you think?
I think that alleyway coming down, instead of taking more than 1 person mid, they sent 2 down the alleyway, and I think that's a really difficult push to make by itself.
Yeah.
And sending 2 players, I think, was a big mistake. I think getting middle control is huge, but having more than 1 person middle is also huge. So I think having only 1 was kind of a mistake. And more importantly, with North, it's very rarely you're going to be able to just push straight through to the objective and it be like the main focus of any Marsoc push in this objective. So having 2 in that particular case, I think, might have also kind of been a little detrimental to the overall Marsoc push. I definitely feel like they might have had a little more success if they had a few more people middle, especially since they were able to get control of middle relatively easy.
Yeah, and honestly, I think having 2 players up in the north, you know, that's a lot of people to be pushing on that route. I mean, if it's meant to be a distraction to corner someone in, having one person there, probably not enough. I think once they took control of that dumpster up in the north, boom, send one person, send soldiers to rotate, keep marksmen up there in the north. I mean, you got past the hard corner. You know, now you have a good line of sight. You can play there on your own. You can keep sandwiching them, but get soldiers to rotate, put them back in that center alley on that center street. You know, back up Craftomic in the center, and then if you want to put 2 more people on that back alley, the T alley, then go for it. You know, I'd still probably put most of my eggs in the center alley if I were Raptors there, but I think they're kind of, first map is a great time to really test out a couple different methods, playing slow, playing quick, playing conservative, a lot of different ways, and seeing kind of what works and what doesn't against your opponent. And then you go on from there. You build the rest of your strategies based off of what worked and what didn't for the next 2 maps, because you could lose the first one but win the next 2, no problem. I mean, it always depends on what's going on. We are hopping into round number 2, and lucky for After Hours, they do have that quick spawn in the south.
It's also worth noting that there is some we kind of mentioned at the beginning, or at least you did, that there's been some roster changes with After Hours. So it's definitely interesting, especially coming into their first game, to see how those changes kind of take hold.
Yeah, and look at this. We have a 4-man push going up through the alley. Craftomic gonna be the first line of engagement here. And he's actually tucked in a really good spot. He could get a nice double kill. Unless Bob looks like he's predicting it. Oh, and he puts his gun down, but Diamond with the refrag. Well done. Chandler still holding it down here at the T alley where Soldiers is. Holding that line, being patient, waiting for the cross. Question is, will Chandler check that corner? Is Ninja gonna go back him up, try to help him out? Or are they gonna hold their route here, which is watching the center? They do have to watch out for C4. I think that's kind of what they're clearing. They're clearing out some C4 spots. They're nading some common places as well. We're seeing another pretty tight defense, though. Raptors playing pretty much right on objective. Nade comes out from Marksman, doesn't catch anyone. Ninja's going to rotate over here to try to help out fighting against Soldiers. I don't know if they made the call out that Soldiers was even there. I mean, Chandler's using a lot of rounds. He had to have seen him.
I think this is a pre-fire situation. I think they're assuming there has to be somebody over here, and they've got to clear it carefully.
Yeah. Ninja said clear, but Chandler's trying to convince him that it's not, but it wasn't enough convincing. Oh, man. Oh, the double kill from Soldiers. Wow. What a play. The replays are working this time. Raptors 4-2 After Hours, down 3 players here. Just CK and Mr. Diamond. Now, I think Soldiers might rotate to play tight on objective. I mean, this is where you've got a strong kill count. I guess not really. They think there's 3 up because Kraft couldn't get the comms out that he did trade with 1, but there's really no need to be pushing or flanking, especially after what Soldiers did with that double kill. Excuse me.
I'm very surprised about the 4-man horseshoe push, and I'm also surprised. I was kind of thinking that Kraft might be able to pull off a multi-kill there, and I think he just kind of was a little unlucky with that refrag, the positioning. Yeah,
I think just having Mr. Diamond where he was, they were close to each other, but it just wasn't working out. I think it's hard, honestly, for me, if I'm going to go and push, like swing a corner and try to shoot 2 people that are next to each other, I'd rather those 2 people to be next to each other that are far away rather than right in front of my face, because Tiger gets the kill onto CK. So now it's just up to Diamond. As I was saying, if I'm going to be pushing a corner, I don't want them right in my face, because then I have to point my gun straight down at Diamond and then lift it back up. Like, the amount I have to move my arms to aim from one person to the other, it's a pretty dramatic like move. It's not that quick. It's not as quick, at least, as, you know, moving it just an inch over from left to right because they're right next to each other. So you know, it would have been really hard for Kraft to get the double kill there, since they were, you know, point blank range. But he did get the trade, and at the end of the day, that's, you know, it stopped the push. It got the team to slow down, and that's what matters. Oh, what a headshot from Mr. Diamond. And Marksman with the refrag, giving Raptors the tie now, 1-1.
I'm assuming that Crap probably traded.
I'm surprised we talked about this the last cast, the effective almost collaterals that happened. We both were almost seeing what could have been a multi-kill there, and oftentimes with just a little bit of spacing you can all but prevent those situations from being a possibility. And so
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that when the After Hours group pushed up there, that they were so close in pushing. I mean, even though the other side of Horseshoe, there was no defender, they both were still really close as they pushed through. And with the timing of that particular spawn on Volk, you got to assume that they can easily get into Horseshoe.
Right. I mean, imagine being Kraft, where let's say he put a C4 on the other side of Horseshoe and then sat on one side. Maybe he got 1 kill or 2 kills, but he heard the other team trying to wrap around them to get the kill on the flank. He just detonate that C4. That could have been 4 kills he had if that was, you know, the cards he was holding there. But I think Kraft not having a flashbang on him did make it a little bit more difficult to peek that corner. And that's why you kind of want to play staggered. Like, that's what we were talking about last cast, is playing staggered, where you're close enough for refrags and to swing around and get the kill, but not close enough to where one utility is going to affect both you and your teammate and make you guys, you know, useless.
I will say that there was definitely a lack of util usage, but absolutely there was a lot of potential for even a quadruple kill if there was something like a C4. And I'm kind of surprised. You see, in my experience, I've seen the most C4 usage on Subway in comparison to any other map.
Yeah. We got the north objective here. Curious to see, wow, they got 2 players pushing up that north. Are we going to see some good utility here? A great flash. It does catch Chandler. Ninja's still up. Did that flash get Ninja? Hard to say. Oh, but the C4 down soldiers. A grenade to return somehow. Misses Chandler there. Ninja, Chandler both free firing. A lot of action going on. Oh, and look at that. Oh, the frag. Not enough. Just overthrown. Could have been perfect. Do we have another one? Is that one going to hit? How did that one not hit? Oh, my. The reload. They like both reloaded at the worst time, but Raptors were not there to get the peak. Is that a flash grenade from Kraft? Oh! What a play! Get the triple! Does he get the? He's got 4! Wow! Kraft, Amit! Alright, guys, he's still a league reservist. Don't go crazy in his DMs trying to pick him up now, alright?
We probably have a cap attempt here. Diamond is incredibly far off of this capture radius.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the big thing here is that they don't have an accurate kill count, and if they did, I think we would see a much harder push from Raptors. They were saying Echo 2, and in fact, they have 4 down. Here it goes. I mean, Diamond's moving quick, but we could see a fast cap potentially. Messino might be going for it.
Yeah, Diamond's almost back. He does have a good flash. He's got another flash. Can Messino blind cap? Nope, gets taken out, and there's the final kill. Raptors with an incredible round for round number 2. Now that is what I call impressive. Kraft Amic just completely swept After Hours. His utility didn't even go off. It was a fake flash. He took a smoke, just didn't even pull the pin, just tossed it, made it look like a flash just so that maybe he could get After Hours to look away, run back, something. I mean, they didn't. They held their ground, but either way, Kraft Amic with the amazing swing shot, got the double, ran up, shot the third person. I think he shot CK at the bottom of the stairs, He almost got Bob at the same time. Later on, he did trade with Bob, and as much as I want to say he got 4 kills, technically Bob did get confirmed by I don't know who he got confirmed by. I think it might have been like Soldiers or Tiger Marksman, one or the other on that round. But incredible play from Craftomic. That could have been a much different story for Raptors if it wasn't for that play there. Do you think that Raptors could have taken that round without Kraft's amazing triple kill there?
Interestingly enough, I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but they had a great idea to watch the flank. And so even without Kraft, I think Kraft made an absolutely great play. We love to see it. I still think that they could have had this in the bag. At the beginning of this, I said, if we see this north objective, I think that Raptors is going to be able to pull a Marsoc. And I think it's just because this north push is so difficult for a lot of Volk defenses to defend against. And I hear case in point why it's so difficult.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think if Kraft didn't do that, Raptors would have been out of pretty much all their utility that they needed, and we'll see. Well, we're hopping into round number 4.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on
Yo, Tiger, you got any
If
frag?
we get down to one
I
guy
got
over
flags,
here,
I got
go ahead and
flags.
start running.
I want frag.
I think the big thing here
You got a
is
frag? You got a
this is
frag?
going to be just as difficult for, I think, Raptors to defend this north push. And already it seems like they're going to probably have a very similar idea with many pushing that north.
Yeah.
And
All it
this is
takes
something you
is
see that-
good utility to stop it, though. Flash, grenade,
just-
something.
You do see this with a lot of top teams, and I think that with this objective, you see different variations of how to push this as a group. But
Yeah.
all in all, at the top level, it's this push.
Oh
Most
my.
don't even try to
Oh
even
man.
defend the south at all.
You're right. I think that's I'm sorry, but I just watched Ninja just watch a grenade fall to his foot. I think Marksman's flashed here. I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
It looks like they're probably going to get the res here and
Yeah.
only have a hurt player.
Marksman needs another grenade is the problem. I don't think they had another nade in hand. Oh, Marksman was trying to adjust his positioning there and had his gun down. A great grenade, gets 2 from Soldiers. Diamond gets confirmed.
This is a play we've seen before from Raptors. This is kind of their play, is to hold off that
Oh
grenade.
my goodness.
Have the enemy person there. When they die, take those grenades.
Yeah.
So many teams sit in this corner, and it's almost like a backboard in basketball. You just nail that grenade off the backball.
Yeah, wow. Soldiers just had a freaking arsenal in his pocket. He tossed, what did he toss? He tossed a grenade, a second grenade, a flash. He had three utility on hand. I mean, I think he might have had one more utility or something. Might have been just those 3, but we've got Bob and not CK that were kind of lurking for the flank. I mean, as much as you want to watch the flank, I don't think you need 2 people watching it. They might have been able to save Chandler if they had one more person on that corner to swing and cover him while he was flashed. So it's a 2v4. After hours, they're down. They have 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, and they've got to kind of hope and pray that they can come back from this round. It's not looking great. This is a hard objective to push the north with only 2 people. Or to try to cross that south line, the one where you're pretty much where Tiger's holding. That line is extremely hard to cross, because you got to kill Kraft, you got to kill Tiger, all within 3 minutes. Not an easy feat to do.
I think you're hitting the nail pretty much on the head. This is almost an impossible task for these 2, especially if we look at how these 2 defenders are dug in. Craftomic really dug in, Tiger Strike really dug in, and not only do they have to somehow kill both of them, but then more importantly, Soldiers and Messino are still going to be a really difficult duo to get past. They're not going to let that cap happen easily, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of cover for you to use to actually get to this cap, even if you were to kill Tiger Striker or
Right.
Craftomic.
Now, for those of you who have not played much Onward, this is essentially what everyone sees while they're playing the game. There's no UI, there's no player name, there's no health bar. You can't see, if you killed the enemy or not unless you see their body. And so it's going to be super hard to kind of spot these players where they're at. You know, you have to kind of memorize the pixels of the map in order to recognize, is that an enemy or is that just a dark little spot on the map? So this is very much what it looks like. You know, ignore the little logos and score at the top, but this is what we see when we play. And we're gonna go ahead and pop everything back up again to give you guys a little bit of a better experience. Now let's take a look and see what our After Hours are doing. Not CK coming down from Horseshoe here. Bob coming out from the other side. Now Bob's gonna be the first one to possibly, you know, get a kill. He's making call outs. Tiger can hear him. I think Tiger's just gonna play it quiet. He might make some radio clicks and chatter just so that people can kind of get a hint that, hey, someone's near me. Can't really say where exactly, otherwise they'll know where I'm at. A minute 20 seconds. Oh, Tiger has now exposed Bob's position, but Kraft is still tucked in. So if they try to push Tiger here, they can try, but they also have to keep their eyes on their back for Kraftomic all the way in that corner. 1 minute remaining.
It's actually a good decision for Kraft to just stay tucked in, and
oh, yeah.
more importantly, Tiger could even let them know his position and almost bait them into you know, focusing on his position entirely.
Right. Good smoke toss, but not going to blind
exactly
anyone.
What he's doing. He's definitely calling out. So it's, in this case, I think Kraftomic's position is going to be the main deal breaker for this duo here.
Yep. 35 seconds remaining, and that is going to be it. Raptors are going to get the third round here, or third point for their team. Oh, is Kraft going to shoot? No, he's going to hold back. He's going to not expose himself yet. He might call out to Tiger.
With such a small amount, I think you just kind of hold.
Oh, and a good flash, but doesn't actually get CK. And look at that, 10 seconds remaining. After Hours does kill 2, but not enough. Messino does take out not CK. So now it's just Bob with 2 seconds remaining. And he's just not gonna be happy about that. Is Messino gonna pick him up at the end? No, he's just gonna chill. All right, Raptors with another round win, making it 3-1. Soldiers with 7 kills and 2 deaths. Man, he's really putting the work on his back. Once again, what an amazing double nade he had. And the flash kill onto Chandler at the North Stairs. I feel like we almost forgot about that. We could play it back real quick on our replay screen. Let's see here. There's the double kill. And he goes in for that flash. Oh, I guess not quite yet. But it's a great play from Soldiers. Now, man, I love Soldiers. I love After Hours, but I mean, it's just Raptors have been on a roll recently. They are such a hard team to beat in a scrimmage, in a match, on a custom map. It's like whenever you play them, whether it's Onward or another game, they are always like impossible to beat, it feels like. I think that I don't think this map's gonna decide who's gonna win the series, but I do feel like After Hours are just gonna have to try something new. What they've been doing recently doesn't seem to be getting them any points. They gotta play a little bit more coordinated. They have to use a little bit more utility, a little bit smarter if they want to try to beat Raptors here. Well, for this objective, a little bit easier to defend. We are back outside on round number 5. Here we have the rest of After Hours. Got some C4 on their chests, Bob and Chandler. Curious to see where they're going to place these at.
Very interesting. They've got 3 going north, and this can be really difficult, especially if After Hours pushes a number of players into Chinatown before they can get there.
Yep.
That's the most comically terrible C4 I think I've ever played.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I don't know if you were next to Bob when he tossed that C4, but he had the best reaction to what he did. He was like, this is comically the worst C4 I've ever thrown. And it literally landed in the worst spot ever. The most exposed position ever. I don't know where Chandler placed his. Might be farther down this alley. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Sometimes that exposed C4 is not necessarily bad per se. A lot of players will be extremely paranoid about it and shoot it. And oftentimes, if they were quiet, or if their push really depended on a little bit of surprise, you kind of ruin the push altogether, and now you have a disadvantage you have to work with.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if Chandler's C4 is honestly in a fantastic position. I feel like most people might be able to recognize that that's a C4 placed on a little handrail there, but Raptors are playing super slow. Not sure.
Very interesting position that Ninja Sound is taking. Definitely an off-meta position. Maybe it works, but it does seem like you're going to have to spread yourself a little thin between Horseshoe and that main peak that's going to be coming from Chinatown.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a common place that most people throw a flash from when they're at Horseshoe. Now, if a flash comes out from Soldiers and he peeks that corner, will anyone be around Ninja to kind of back him up in case he can't see? Or is he just a sitting duck? And I wonder if that's what he's thinking right now as he's laying out in the open.
I definitely think we're starting to see the perfect offense to kill Ninja here. We have that Chinatown taken, and they're inevitably going to come through mid, and then the Horseshoe. And at this point, they've kind of taken a pause, and it seems like they're just trying to gather information, waste a little bit of time, put a little paranoia on this defense. This defense has, at this point, doesn't seem to have any information as to where they're coming from.
Yeah, I will say that Raptors are maybe taking a little bit too long. Wow, what a smoke. Completely blocked them. Well, now they know that they're in Horseshoe because they just tossed it right back.
Very questionable play to throw it back, I will say.
Yeah. Return flash, though, as they're trying to flash their way out. Maybe to prevent someone from pushing Horseshoe. And we've got a grenade, possibly. Nope, another flashbang. Not going to be effective, though, as it's not like anyone's pushing after that flash. Oh, Tiger might get a kill here on a Ninja. Ooh, and he doesn't spot the C4. Oh, the C4 has been spotted by Kraft, but is Ninja going to get the confirm onto Kraft? I don't think so. Maybe some utility to help out. A grenade. Oh, wow. Soldiers with the trade on a Ninja and the grenade to down Diamond. What a play. Diamond is revived as well as Craftomics, so it's still a 4v4. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. They're making some progress through this center alley here, but not a lot of time for Tiger and Marksman to make a move in this back alley here. Bob's just going to listen for anyone around this corner. He's probably going to try to detonate that C4 if by any chance they don't see it, which likely they will. I don't know. I'm curious to see what Raptors have planned here. It's not looking very good for them. I will say Bob's got the disadvantage, though, as, I mean, he's in a pretty meta position, and that C4 is not going to help him out. I mean, look at Marksman trying to find it, and then, oh, yeah, he found it. Oh, good smoke. Follow-up grenade.
Able to call out Bob there.
Yeah. Oh, what a shot from Marksman to pre-fire Bob. And now they're pushing up through this back alley here. Chandler does take out Messino, so it's a 2v3 here. We did lose another. We lost Kraft earlier, but we missed it. Not CK. It's just going to hold back. Wait for the cap, possibly. Diamond's going to push up. Get taken out by Marksman. Down goes Tiger Striker. Marksman knows where at least not CK is, but is he prepared for Chandler? I don't think Chandler knows that Craftomic is dead. But if Marksman gets the kill onto CK, I think Chandler might rotate. And he already is slowly rotating. He did make some noise, so I think Marksman knows where both players are. Down goes CK. Oh, and Marksman gets taken out by Chandler. Almost a Raptors win there. Chandler.
Shit my pants.
Chandler's
Very interesting
extremely happy. Yeah, I don't know. I think Chandler might have to go to the bathroom. But what a win from After Hours.
I have to say, very interesting at the end there with both that duo pushing through the alleyway there. I was really surprised to see the almost like a focus of capping and not so much seeing if that player was actually watching the angle. It's very common for somebody to sit on those south stairs, and it didn't seem like there was any intentional. It didn't seem to be any intention to actually clear it.
Yeah, Marksman. Was that Marksman or was that? No, that wasn't Marksman. That was Soldiers, I think, right?
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the exact name. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Messino, but it's a very common spot for people to play. And more importantly, he kind of was scared of the person that was coming to the left of him. However, his teammate had the better angle of the person on the left of him. And I think, like, intuitively, you definitely want to be watching the right when you're on the left, and vice versa with your teammate.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely some poor team coordination on that last part from Raptors, and After Hours were able to lock it in on that round. Can After Hours lock in on offense and keep themselves in this map? If Raptors win this round, then they win map 1 and then move on to map 2. Map 2 will be After Hours map pick, so they get a little bit of an advantage back from that. We'll see. Looks like same spawn.
I think this is a really important round for Raptors. I don't think Raptors can pull another Marsoc win, given the objectives that are left.
Yeah. Craftomic just found out he's being casted right now. Gave us a nice little wave. Ooh, and I think Craftomic, nope, he's not pushing it. Now, if he pushed down the south stairs, he probably would have noticed that we have a couple of Raptors down here. Raptors out of their cage. Or After Hours, my bad. Raptors are the one that are upstairs. Getting a little confused, what can I say?
Soldiers has dug himself into Chinatown, and Ninja Salad and Diamond are gonna have a difficult time clearing Chinatown.
I think once Soldier gets his first kill, he's gonna have to kind of move around just a little bit. Oh man, that was so close. Down goes Ninja. Soldier's gonna toss a utility right onto Diamond. Oh, gets a fantastic flash. He's gonna move, relocate, and if he's quick enough, might get Diamond, but no, Diamond's tucked himself in. Now, if Soldiers doesn't have someone watching his back, which he doesn't, he's gonna get flanked by the rest of After Hours. Can he get Diamond in time? I don't think he can. As much of a good push this was, he needs someone to watch his flank from that tunnel entrance.
If I was Diamond in this position, you almost don't want to even challenge this.
No, you want to wait.
Have to deal with the multiple fronts.
Yeah, you definitely want to wait till the rest of your team can rotate. I think Soldiers might be expecting it now. He's kind of watching that angle. Yeah, he's definitely expecting it at this point. He might be able to pick up one more, honestly. All depends if he gets himself in a good angle. He can hear Diamond, but Bob's gonna peek and get taken out by by Soldiers. Now there's only 3 left for After Hours here, and a opportunity to nade Soldiers did fail, just a little bit short. Diamond's got some more util, maybe a flash. It is a flash, but still short. I think he's expecting Soldiers to be closer near him. Chandler not pushing this. Oh my goodness, Soldiers with another kill. That is 3 for Soldiers. Wow. Okay, well, After Hours have 2. It's a 2v5. 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining on the clock. And a dream lingering in the air. Not CK is going to try to push this on his own.
I definitely think for this spawn, you have to have a really good plan if you're going to push up through Chinatown, because inevitably you have to assume that they are going to take that ground if you're there.
Chandler did take out soldiers there on that flank. So it's a 2v4 now.
Yeah, copy. Yeah.
Chandler just holding down that angle, waiting for more flanks. I don't think they're going to go for another one. And as long as they can hold this angle here, prevent them from moving up, that's what matters. You know, they don't have to really re-rotate as if you're Raptors right now. I think if I was After Hours, I'm just hoping for mistakes by Raptors. And that's going to be a long wait, in my opinion.
Typically, these scenarios, although I will say at this level, I don't expect Raptors to make a lot of bad decisions. You don't typically get to this level of play by making bad decisions when you're up in a 2v4 situation.
Yeah, exactly. I think, let's see, Marksman's in a pretty good angle here. I don't think CK is going to be expecting Marksman to be prone. Let's see what it looks like without. Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's going to be a tough line.
Very interested after Soldiers goes down. I'm surprised we haven't seen any rotation on Chandler at all. He's kind of still holding that same position.
Yeah.
And with the time critically counting down here, they need something. They need some plan. They need to take some ground. If they're gonna do it on one front on this alleyway, they're gonna need some type of util or pre-firing or maybe even a more of an elaborate plan. But if you're gonna take middle, you kind of need to be using this time to take control of it.
Yeah, for sure. Chandler's starting to finally move up, but he's gonna need some help from CK. Otherwise, Tiger Striker's probably gonna get the pick onto Chandler here. Marksman back to his prone position, and we're gonna see what happens here all at once, possibly. 3, 2, 1. No. CK is trying to make some hand signals to him.
We're about to be at 50 seconds, and you have to wonder, what is the plan? Is there a plan? I'm starting to think maybe there's no plan here.
And here's the movement. CK starting to peek here. Doesn't see anything. Chandler's about to peek. I think CK needs to make some kind of noise if he wants to get Tiger Striker's attention, so Chandler can peek. Oh, what a pre-fire!
Got him.
Oh, that's huge. Oh, my.
Got him.
A great play from Chandler and CK. Kraft's going to peek this with some utility. Oh, and the grenade!
Oh
What a
gosh,
grenade from
huge
Kraft!
Play.
Oh, my goodness.
You do not see that very often.
Wow. Soldiers with 11 kills, 4 deaths. Chandler with 9 kills, 4 deaths. What a way to end map number 1 with a grenade kill onto 2 from Kraft. Honestly, for a second, I thought After Hours had it. I honestly thought they had it for just a second, and then when they pushed that, I was like, oh my goodness,
They
got
definitely got the 2 picks they needed, and that's just very difficult when you're dug in a bulk defense. To some degree, you can't give away 2 picks there. That's really rough. At that point, this really does become a situation in which they can come back, because at this point, Messina was way off objective. He's having to push in quickly and, quite frankly, frantically.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Chandler and CK, I'd have been like, you know what, this is probably the best play you can make. And I would have not done anything different there. But it was just the unfortunate grenade by Kraft. We're on map 2 now. Map number 2, guess what it is? It's Suburbia.
I think I called this one at the beginning. I have to say, I think this is a good pick for After Hours, especially if you're just trying to look at on paper what Raptors typically does.
Yeah.
With this map and not being particularly in the pool last season, it's definitely an interesting one to pull out, especially since they kind of avoided these off meta maps.
Let's see here. I'm curious to see what Raptors might do on this map. It's been a while since they played it. We have that northwest objective next to White Car, and this is a meta objective. Like, it's been around for a while. And I think Raptors are not going to be, you know, like, oh, how do we play this objective? It's so new. So they might be able to, you know, be able to take both beginning rounds here, round 1 and 2. Now, if they get sent on an objective that's completely new, like maybe a sandbox objective or one of the other Northwest objectives next to like the Humvee, I think they might struggle a little bit more. Do you think After Hours are going to play quick, fast, aggressive on this, or do you think they're going to take their time like they have been on Subway?
I have to say, I kind of think we might see a change of pace and see a little bit more of a fast push here. But with this being out of the pool for a bit, I'm not sure that this map plays the same way it played back when it was in the pool when Raptors was in, I believe, in season 12. So it's entirely possible that what we see from After Hours here is not something that Raptors is used to playing against, and it could just be a wild card map.
Was season 12 the last time Raptors played this in an official match?
I need to double check this.
If that's the case, that's 4 seasons. Dang. I don't know. That sounds a little bit too long ago. Had to have been before season 12. Or I'd be like season 13 maybe. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up the receipts on Raptors. So they played 12, 13, 15, 16. Season 13.
Probably season 13 would have
They
been.
played only 1 match.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it was in Suburbia. And season 15, I know we didn't have Suburbia. But wow, if you look back at season 12, their Suburbia, they played 1 time and they lost all 4 rounds.
Definitely, especially now looking at this could really be a wild card map for them.
Yeah. Man,
If you go back before that, they played it in the previous season twice. Now, in that season, it did look a lot better. They had all rounds won. That was season 11.
Jeez. At the end of the day, it's been 3 years since they've last played Suburbia for VRML. 3 years. That's a long time. We can pull up the exact date. It was November 21st, 2023 was the last time they played it. Not exactly 3 years, but hey, if we want to sound cooler, we'll say 3 years ago, okay?
Wait, could you re-say that date? Did you say it's 2021?
Yeah, November 21st, 2021.
Okay.
My bad, I might have said 2023.
I don't know. I might have heard 2023, but
I definitely said it.
yeah. So you're coming up on 3 years, so this is definitely an interesting situation here. I'm interested to see how they play this particular map, especially because at this point this is going to be the first casted Suburbia map that I know of this season, and frankly, the first casted Suburbia map in almost 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
I'm sure
so
a lot
for
of
round
teams are
1,
going to want to see how are these top teams playing this map.
round number 1, we've got Raptors on defense and After Hours on offense. Let's see what we've got in store. Craftomic might be the one that has to carry this team, as he's probably the only one that's been playing this one more often than the rest of the Raptors have. He's playing aggressive up in lane 3, which is probably a smart move, as most teams like to send most of their players up into lane 3 and 4 where the defense don't spawn. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're playing one of those strategies. They've got a 5-man tucked in defense. Craftomic on one porch, Messino on another, and then you've got Tiger Soldiers holding down the aggressive angles and Marksman back on reserve for objective. This is a tough one to beat here. I will say, you've got to have perfect utility if you want to take out Raptors, and I mean like perfect.
The big thing here is a lot of these are not the main angles, and so not only are they going to have to clear all of the main angles they normally have to clear, they're going to have to really start to get these defenders that have dug in, and all these defenders really have to do is just hold their positions and play these tight angles. And for the most part, in each case, a Marstock player is going to be really exposed when they go to get a kill, which is going to be extremely susceptible to refrag.
First kill might be from Soldiers or Bob here, depending on who peeks what first. And oh, I think Bob sees Soldiers. He sees his elbow or something. Not sure what's gonna happen here. Oh, he definitely sees him. He's gonna try. I think he's gonna try. Oh, he just missed. Wow. Here comes a grenade from Soldiers right onto Bob's position. Is it gonna hit? Oh, CK takes out Kraft. Grenade's way too far. Soldiers does get the refrag on CK. Ninja's peeking Soldiers. Oh, and Soldiers gets the double kill. Takes out Bob with the headshot. A grenade at Soldiers too far. Doesn't hit. Ninja does find a headshot onto Soldiers. Marksman's going to try to get the refrag onto Ninja. Can't quite connect all the way through. He does hurt him a little bit. So it's a 3v3 here. Now, they've definitely weakened the defense over in lane 3 and 4, but if Marksman rotates, it's going to kind of reinforce it back up again. The rest of AfterHours are a little bit far behind. Not quite with the rest of their team, leaving Ninja kind of the only one on his own in lane 3 and 4. Oh, and a trade from Marksman and Ninja here. Chandler on his own with Diamond in lane 2. 3 minutes remaining.
Position is kind of critical. If he watches that cross, and Tiger can kind of keep himself from being exposed to lane 3 and 4. They somewhat have good map coverage. Casino can kind of prevent that wrap around behind. Tiger can watch that direct front angle on lane 1.
Yep. There is going to be an inaccurate kill count. AfterHours are going to believe that there are 3 left for Raptors, when in fact there's only 2. So we'll see what they're thinking. They might definitely try to take lane 4 here on the cross.
This is really important for the new people around. Inaccurate kill counts can really affect a game. When you think there's 3 players, you're going to be really wondering where the third player is at. You're going to be checking angles, and when they're not there, it's going to cause a lot of paranoia as to where they could potentially be sitting.
Yep. Great shot on the Tiger. Messino now last one up in a 1v2 situation. AfterHours with the advantage.
Not to mention 2 minutes. This is still quite a bit of time on a map like Suburbia to do quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, not much movement. I think Chandler's trying to figure out, is the last person in their spawn side of the road, or did they cross towards one of the porches in the center? If I was Chandler, I'd try to make my cross now. Try to get across this Hesco wall, crouch down below all this, and just get behind this house. Messino's getting a little bit impatient. Needs to be quiet, needs to hold his angle. Makes too much noise. They're gonna flash him like they just did now.
This does seem to be some almost improper time management we've seen again from AfterHours. With just a minute left, you got to kind of start to really pinch. And again, this inaccurate kill count can really play to some effect here. They probably still think there's 2 people.
Exactly. Messino here's Diamond. I don't know if he thinks he's the last one up. I think Diamond definitely knows where Messino is. Yep, he's pre-firing the spot. Shots going out into Diamond. He does have a little bit of a sandbag cover, so even if he tries to pre-fire, he's going to have to watch out. Chandler might try to pre-fire Messino through the bush, possibly. Only 25 seconds. They're both going to try to push him here, I think, at the same time. Yep, here we go. Oh, great kill from Messino. Oh, he's going to pre-fire Chandler. Wow, AfterHours get the win out of the trade.
Wow.
What a play. That was really close.
Very unfortunate for Raptors. Messino did pull off a good play at the end, but just not enough. Not enough for the win.
Wow, and honestly, they didn't even really have great utility that round, and they still won it. I think they just... Raptors were getting a little bit aggressive on the peaks there, more than they should have, especially from Kraft's position. And I think they just got picked off one by one. Those trades are what helped them out. I think a killer loss was on, I don't know who it was, right next to Objective. Might have been Tiger Striker on Objective. Got picked off through the bush from Chandler, and he should have been keeping his eyes all the way in lane 4. I mean, that's what I would have done if I was in his position. And you've got Messino that can watch someone that crosses to Objective from lane 1. That's kind of his job. You should be watching lane 4. Otherwise, what's Messino doing? Just listening, having ears? I don't know.
I will kind of go off that point when we're down to 2 members and one's playing the bush. You have nobody watching lane 3 and 4. Exposing yourself to lane 3 and 4 to watch lane 1 and 2 is a really bad strategy. And so overall, I think the position that was chosen there when you're down to just 2 players was really just an improper position. You could have gone a little bit further left, and there's a corner of a hedge you can play that's a little bit easier. It gives you a little bit of protection from lane 3 and 4 while still giving you area to peek on lane 1. And inevitably, if they're in lane 2, they have to cross somewhere of your line of vision to cap.
Yeah, I think that Suburbia is such a well-balanced map, in my opinion. Like, it does rely on a lot of great utility usage, does rely on a lot of good aim. There's actual, solid strategies that come into play on a map like Suburbia. And I think it's a fantastic, master division level map, in my opinion. One that we'll probably be seeing a lot of this season.
I am glad the textures have been fixed and we are able to play this map. It is a great map.
Yes, it is. One of my favorites. Free Fire coming out, trying to hit Bob. Nothing's going to connect. CK playing the first off-meta position that we've seen so far this map, right behind these sandbags. I like it. It's a nice position. I think that's exactly what it's meant for. It's to hold this kind of objective. And as long as people aren't really thinking of it, expecting it from Raptors, which I don't think they will, since it's not a common map they're playing, CK's position will pay off. As long as, there's not 3 other people near him that saw him get the kill and grenade him, which very likely might happen. We got Ninja in a very off-meta position. Very risky. I mean, you could easily get naded, get pre-fired, a couple different scenarios. Diamond's in a better position here. Let's see what Marksman and Soldiers have going on. Grenade to nade a Soldier's spot from last round. Chandler in a meta position here behind that fence. Man, I remember back in the days where a lot of people played those fences because on the top quarter of the fence, you could see through it, and the entire time you could just shoot through the fence. It's so hard to tell if someone's there that you just have to have someone that had the LMG just to constantly pre-fire those fences in case someone was behind it. Now it's not used as much because you can't see through the fence, but Raptors
They
playing
definitely
it slow.
called out Ninja Salad, but I think it was because of Diamond's audio.
Maybe, yeah. Chandler getting a little bit aggressive on those peaks.
Yeah, he's probably shooting from the slide.
So Chandler called out one at the slide, which technically is not wrong. Wow, a great pick onto Tiger Striker, trying to sneak away around those hedges.
It was lane 1 by the sunrise.
It's a 5v4. Messino looks like he's going to toss utility or something. He's got that kind of stance, that little antsy stance. And
I think it might be more of the initial push has definitely been stopped, and you have to kind of think about what are you going to do now.
Right. Oh, I think Diamond might get Soldiers here. Ooh, he tried. Soldiers wasn't quite peeking it enough. Does Soldiers see him? That's the question. Maybe? I think he does. I think he's going to pre-fire him here. Nope. Headshot on the Soldiers from Diamond. 3v5. Raptors are not doing so hot on offense here. I think one of their mistakes is that they're moving in one at a time. They're not playing together here. They need more utility. Oh man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but CK's position were these sandbags here before
No.
Suburbia was updated? So this is a new position.
Correct.
We might see Messino not really know that it's a position here. Just not even be able to check. But more importantly, he knows Bob's back there, and I think Bob's his main concern.
Nice little headshot there from Ninja. 2 left from Raptors. So far, flawless round from After Hours on Suburbia. Messino expecting a flank from the center. Nothing yet, though. It's kind of a gold play to make to get the kill and play aggressive and push through it.
I think we've really seen, especially these first 2 rounds, a lot of domination from After Hours. 5 up currently.
Chandler does spot Kraft, yeah.
Free fire to go along.
Now, what's Kraft going to be able to muster up here? Use some utility, all right? You don't need it for the objective. Yep, CK does kill Messino from that spot. Finally, a kill onto After Hours. And here comes the flank from Mr. Diamond.
Kraft definitely not expecting this to happen.
And down goes Kraft.
Will he hear him? He does not hear him.
Mr. Diamond said, I'm behind you.
Yes. Wow, Raptors is going to have some change of pace here.
Yeah, they're not looking so great on this map. Definitely not used to all the small changes. And I don't know, After Hours might 4-0 them this map. I think that might be in the cards for them. Now, I'd like to see a cap from After Hours on this objective. I think they could do it. I think they could smoke it. They could cap it. That would be pretty sweet to watch. But this is a pretty meta, pretty common objective. It's not that easy to defend, but easier than most, I would say. I think Raptors might be able to take this round. What do you think?
I definitely think that the unique thing about Suburbia is there are a few so-called choke points, but oftentimes there's so many cross angles that this makes it really difficult for it to be Volk heavy. And Raptors definitely needs to have a better plan coming into this one. I think there's a little more opportunity to have some better Volk positionings than the previous objective, so we might see Raptors pull a win on this Volk one, but I think that After Hours is going to turn around and get another Volk win.
Yeah. Man, these have been some long rounds, I will say. They are using up that entire timer, After Hours and Raptors. Jeez. I think the longest match I've ever had was when we played against After Hours. It was 2 hours and 55 minutes or something like that, and we didn't take a single timeout. Not one timeout, and it lasted almost 3 hours long. That's just because we played 3 maps. There's about 7 rounds each, and each round went about 6 minutes long. Round number 3.
Masuni or whatever his name, he was crawling the entire way, and then he just did this over
Very
a
interested
bush,
to see if
and
we see any
I just
pre-fire.
domed him.
Yeah, I think pre-fire might help from Raptors, but nope, no pre-fire. Would have gone maybe 2. Kraft wants to get to his position, more importantly, which is going to be that porch. Actually, no, he's going to push up to the Hesco block, whatever you'd like to call it. I like this position, but a little bit risky because sometimes your body might stick out just enough for someone to spot you, and then you're in a really bad spot.
Absolutely. Really being aware in game of where your body is really difficult. For those that don't play the game, it's extremely difficult because you don't actually see your body to really know exactly where it's at, and so you have to go through just playing, kind of get an idea of when you're exposed or when you're clipping. It's definitely not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Marksman might be able to get a pick here on someone in playground. Not sure. Oh, great flash. On to not CK. He gets one. Oh, but he doesn't get CK. CK gets the kill.
-1, -1.
Wow. Was CK flashed while he was killing him?
I think that he was flashed, but Kraftomic just took a little bit too much time with that
Yeah.
initial kill and then swinging that he was at least with the new flash. I feel like you can see a little bit earlier than the previous flash.
Maybe. Oh.
I think that red coloration, especially on a light map like this, allows you to kind of see a little bit more features towards the end of the blinding.
Yeah. Chandler spots Marksman after getting the kill onto CK. Is Marksman going to re-peek and test his luck here, or I don't know. Chandler picking up some smokes off his dead comrade. They're going to try to, I don't know, they might try to cap this objective. They're really launching these smokes. Only downside is what's it going to really block? It's not blocking any lines of sight on that objective so far. I mean, Marksman can still see everything he could before. Grenade that was overthrown doesn't land anywhere that would have been useful. More smoke in the same spot. They need some better smokes here from AfterHours. I'd say that was about... Ooh, wow, that's close. I think that was about 4 wasted smokes.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, no ability to capitalize on that. But I think Soldier's position and Marksman's position really do complement each other. And if you can't kill one or the other, I don't think that there's really any shot they have here of capping.
Yeah. Ninja really playing it quiet. 3 minutes left on the clock. I will say I did like that 5-minute timer in the custom map tournament. It felt nice. But
I was very much for the 5-minute timer on the small and medium maps, and still leaving the 6-minute timer on the large maps. But I think the broader community still really like the 6-minute timers.
mm-hmm. I think that would make a lot more sense, honestly. Doing it like that.
I will say I do like how Marksman's played this. Made his presence known in the top part, and then he's rotated repeatedly. And I think taking some shots, making your position known, and then rotating is really important. It really just throws. It makes it really difficult for a Marsoc person to hone in on your position. A lot of times we see players repeat the same angle, and a Marsoc player can just kind of find good cover and just focus in on that one position and wait for the peak.
Yeah. 2v3. It's going to be a tough one for AfterHours to win here. I mean, they still have to kill soldiers, which is going to be the hardest kill out of the 3 of them.
Do you know where those are coming from? Somewhere in far back house. I got one center house. It might be 2-2 or 3-2. I'm not sure. Ninja got one before he passed away.
I like how he...
Rip Ninja.
Yeah, he goes, Ninja got one before he passed away.
Ooh, that's weird.
Too bad there's no like emojis that you can throw out mid-game. Just the rip emoji.
I mean, you can. It's just real gestures.
True. I guess you could kind of draw it out with your own
You could
hand.
drop down to your knees, you know, praying hands to the sky.
Fair point. Maybe you could put a drawing into the sidewall with the bullet spray.
Yeah.
It's this is interesting. Diamond knows exactly where Soldiers is at, but you know, Soldiers is just so tucked in and in a good position.
Ooh, 50 seconds remaining for Mr. Diamond. Oh, what a pickup from Mr. Diamond. Gonna try to pick off Soldiers now with only 40 seconds left.
Oh shit.
Ooh, and Soldiers gets the final kill onto Mr. Diamond. That gives Raptors a point.
I got you, brother.
I definitely think
Alrighty.
Marksman's position not only being made known to the Marsoc, but just playing in such a way that it's almost impossible to kill him, really did prevent this Marsoc push from even occurring to begin with.
Yeah.
There is something to be said when you're playing defense that you don't always necessarily need to pull a lot of kills. You just need to kind of instill fear that if they do try to do something, that you're going to be there. Even if you're not going to be there, sometimes you can be playing a really bad position and get away with it.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Is I like to like push up. I mean, sometimes I'll push up somewhere far in the center. I'll make a lot of gunshots, throw some utility, like throw a flashbang, shoot some more, and then I'll just completely rotate out of there. And the whole team will spend like an entire minute and a half, 2 minutes just trying to find out where I went. You know, that can sometimes be more effective than just getting a trade. Because getting a trade, they could see my dead body, then they'll know, all right, it's probably safe now, and they can clear it a lot quicker. You know, and be like, all right, yep, it's clear, and then they move on, you know. But when you shoot like crazy, when you shoot at someone and then you run out of there, they're going to be like, all right, where do you go? Then you have to check every small nook and cranny until you can feel safe. And even then, you're still a little bit on edge. Like, okay, at any moment, he could come back and get someone.
Very interested to see if this might become a 4-1 scenario. I think if we get the playground objective next, I think that's also just a really difficult objective to defend generally.
Yeah. All right, next round, round number 4.
The teammate we had. For VRML Chandler. The teammate we had.
Glitch?
No, not glitch.
Okay.
I do like that
9 more.
the Raptors squad does know the pre-fire is possible, and they're calling it out.
Okay. Yeah, well, there is no pre-fire today.
I do think that's kind of a little bit of a, especially on an objective like this, that pre-fire can really yield huge kills at the beginning.
Wow.
Having somebody that knows it can be really important.
That grenade almost got Ninja there. Surprised it didn't. Ninja's in a very aggressive position. Smoke's on objective now. Trying to maybe get the defense to get a little bit worried. He's going to block Bob's point of view. Is Marksman going to spot Ninja? He does. Down goes 1 off of After Hours. Will we see a Raptors comeback? A lot of smokes on objective. Much better smokes than what we saw from After Hours. Oh, Chandler does get 1 pick onto Kraft, but Tiger Striker with the refrag. They're going to try to clear center house, and instead CK takes out Tiger. Messino now knows where CK is. It's a 3v3. Call out says to playground. They're getting scared. Messino might have just been flashed. Oh my, oh wow, that nade from Bob almost took out Messino. Messino's gonna free fire CK. Can't get him. Gonna run out of ammo. He does injure him. Oh, and Messino gets taken out by CK. CK follows through with it. Does he take out soldiers? He doesn't yet. It's the 2v3. Smokes have dissipated. Bob can help out now. Marksman takes out Diamond.
One more. Copy turning.
Oh
And
wow.
it's a 2v2.
Commentary over here is definitely interesting. Soldiers is definitely having a difficult time dealing with CK. I mean, CK's position's completely known, but it is really just a difficult position to kill somebody at. And I think CK, now that Soldiers moves, makes a good decision to move out of that position.
Yeah, CK really holding it down near that objective, doing a fantastic job.
I think his position can even be really useful. He kind of does have a cross angle, and unfortunately, Marksman's going to have to make a cross if he's going to want to cap, and CK's in a good position to stop that. And unless Soldiers takes a really far route along the edge of the map, CK's probably going to kind of hear him to some degree, moving close to him.
Yeah, I don't think Soldiers going to get CK from that position like you're expecting. Real question is, what's Marksman going to do? Bob's still in a very good position. It is a meta spot. I mean, people pre-fire it, but it's a meta spot for a position because it protects the objective from a cap. You always need someone protecting that objective. 3 minutes left. A lot of time for Raptors to still clutch this round up. And Marksman kind of, I don't know what Marksman's plan is. Really not sure. He might get CK here if CK doesn't spot him first. Oh,
doesn't seem like CK's actually looking at that specific position, and I think Marksman might actually be able to pull the kill here.
Yeah, does he spot him? CK does. Oh, CK gets the kill on a Marksman. Is that what, 3 kills? Oh, Soldiers finally gets the refrag onto CK. Now it's just up to Bob in a 1v1 scenario.
I don't think
does Bob spot
plays
Soldiers?
position.
Oh! The clutch!
Wow.
The clutch from
We are
Raptors.
seeing the comeback now,
Yeah, we are.
and the momentum's kind of shifting. They're going to go right into defense, but it is the playground objective.
I've got something wrong with the scoreboard. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. I accidentally gave After Hours 3 points somehow, but we're good now. So 2-2 tied up, map number 2. If Raptors take 2 more points, they lock in the series here. But if After Hours get a cap or 2 more round wins, then then they're in it for map number 3, and they've got to really pull out all their stops on that map. We are on playground objective, as we were saying. Now this one is a tough one to defend, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this is easy to defend, hard to defend, middle of the road?
Yeah, no, I think this is probably the most difficult to defend for Suburbia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be. It really does come down to the positions they take, and I don't think that there's a lot of dug-in positions. I think you have to kind of make some aggressive challenges with this to have a little bit of success. The
Yeah.
spawns are definitely not in your favor for the Volk. You kind of have to push up this lane 4, and just to kind of know the spawn, if you push up lane 4, at the same time they can wrap around all the way and kind of get good angles on you. It's definitely not easy to establish a spawn without pretty much making yourself susceptible to dying.
Right. Yeah, I think
However,
that.
oftentimes you'll see a Marsoc group pre-fire and kind of give that information away right away.
I think, I mean, this one, yeah, definitely hard because the capping abilities. You can cap on this map so easily. Oh, pre-fires from Tiger Striker almost gets Ninja. Ninja's waiting for the re-peek from Tiger here. Might be able to get a nice little kill here. Marksman's pushing all the way up into the center house, trying to get really aggressive here. Not a normal Raptors play, taking the aggressive route. Oh, and Ninja downs Tiger with a fantastic shot underneath the APC. It's a 5v4. After Hours looking good so far. They very well could cap this one. Oh, and a trade between Chandler and Soldiers. So it's a 4v3.
I definitely think the current positioning is only lacking on this north side.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, with the south push or mid push, I really do think the positioning is really good for Raptors, and they'll be able to get some kills here.
Yeah, I think we need a lot of smokes from After Hours here to get the cap. Oh, Kraft with a nice swing down CK. And Bob's going to try to get the refrag onto Kraft, and he does. So now it's a 3v2 with the revive, making it a 4v2 now. Just Messino and Marksman. Very capable still. They've got to flush out Marksman and keep Messino alive if they want to get this cap.
Marksman's kind of getting antsy now, and he knows he has a very difficult position.
Wow, that was
Now
close
giving
to Ninja.
that positioning up, too.
Yeah, well, is that the new LMG that Marksman's using? Sounds like it. Can't really tell unless he gets a kill. And doesn't matter, he's dead. So it's just Messino now in a 1v4. Gonna get aggressive, try to prevent the cap. Is he gonna go for the flank? No. Okay, I was about to say, what is that play? Alrighty. 4 minutes left. A lot of time for After Hours, and oh, Messino gets the kill onto CK. Still has his full health remaining. Doesn't need to use a syringe. 1v3. Can Messino clutch it? I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. Bob has a good idea of where Messino is. Is Messino going to predict that they've made their way all the way to the tank so far? Or does he think he has a lot more room on the map still?
Definitely an interesting position for Messino. It could pay off here since none of the three are kind of playing that middle position.
I think After Hours has to just smoke this objective like crazy in their route to it and then go for the cap. They got to try.
Truthfully, I think that at this point with 3 minutes, they can really just wait Messino out a bit. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that you can really get him to become paranoid. Don't give him a lot of information, and you could probably get a free kill here without having to do too much work, but still kind of position yourself for
Right.
that last minute move when he really is dug in.
And what I like seeing here is, oh, I think Diamond might get the kill here. He is going for the rotate. Did he spot him?
No, he didn't. In fact, he seems to be just rotating all the way around.
Wow. Okay. Messino getting into a little bit of a better position. Oh, he hears Bob. Will he get the kill into Bob? I think he will. I don't think Bob's going to expect it. Messino waiting patiently for Bob here. He's tossing the smoke. I love how they're just like chilling right next to each other and they have no idea. Or at least Bob has no idea.
I think it's really important for Messino to have some trigger discipline. Even let Bob go up a little bit.
Down goes Bob. Messino's going to rotate. Trying to find Ninja here. Oh, does he see Ninja? Oh my gosh, he didn't see Ninja. Flash.
Oh, wow.
Did Flash hit Messino?
Oh,
I don't
here
even
we
know where it
go.
landed. Oh my god, he gets Ninja. It's a 1v1. Messino versus Diamond. I think one shot landed on Messino, but it wasn't enough to injure him. He still has a syringe left. 1v1, minute 45 remaining for Diamond here. Oh my.
Wow, Messino's kind of taking an aggressive approach here. I don't think you need to.
No, you definitely
You
don't.
could definitely lay back.
Oh, and Diamond with the kill. Wow. Diamond loving it right now. I don't know if he's got Spotify on in the background or what, but Not CK with 7 kills right now. Really holding it down for After Hours. It's 3-2 After Hours. Raptors are keeping it close, though. That is for sure. I think this is one where if After Hours don't play their best defense, then Raptors might get a cap. I don't know. They're not. Do you think Raptors are like a cap crazy team? I feel
think
like
because of how slow they play, I'm not expecting a cap here. I really am not, and I also don't think After Hours is going to play in such a way. I don't expect After Hours to play this in a super aggressive way. They have this lead, and I think because they have the lead and they know that this is really important round, they don't want to go to another Marsoc round, especially with the objectives. I think they're going to try to play this a little tighter than what you would expect.
yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think Raptors are going to go for the cap. It's too risky. I think they're going to think to themselves, you know, okay, we win the Marsoc round. Great, we go to Volk, and we can win a Volk round. You know, they're going to learn from their mistakes on this last one, getting too aggressive. But, yeah, I don't know if they're going to go for the cap. I mean, if they get the North spawn, and they get, you know, 2 easy kills, they smoke objective hard, I would go for the cap. I would say, screw what we just talked about in the 10. I would still go for it because, you know, it's a little bit easier to cap on this objective than I think it's the easiest objective to cap on this entire map. Round number 6. They do have that North spawn.
Chandler,
Where
where's
Russ?
that position?
Who's where?
Who's going there? Diamond is. Diamond is.
Diamond, can you shoot through the bush?
I definitely think this spawn is a little bit. If I had to choose a spawn that I wanted the Marsoc to spawn on, it would not be this one. I don't like
Really?
it, particularly when they get this spawn.
Oh, I love this one. Because I feel like you get the advantage to go for a cap on this. And now look at this. They don't have any defense to protect that North except for CK here. Well, they do have CK and they have Ninja all the way in the back, but Ninja can't do too much. I mean, if they start smoking and pushing that objective through lane 3, then that's it. The Ninja's too far. He might get capped on. Oh, man, you could just pre-fire and hit CK through that bush if you were soldiers here.
Might be on the sandbags, the new sandbags.
Ooh, soldiers did just call out Ninja with a good prediction as he might be on those sandbags all the way in the back. I wonder if they're going to try to nade it, possibly. If they nade it from where they're at, oh my goodness, that'd be like a James Boak
think it's
nade.
Pretty far out. I don't think even James Boak can reach it from this point. But maybe if he gets to the bus, if he somehow manages to
James Boak
move
can
up
do
to the bus
anything.
without being shot.
James Boat can do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, maybe we should make it a challenge, put some money on it, see if James Boat can throw a grenade from the red car all the way to the sandbag.
We did see a pretty far nade toss all the way to lane 3 from Marksman's position. Man, Raptors love to play slow. Alrighty. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Bob holding down the tight angle here. Flash and a nade would definitely be the end for him, but off meta position might get the first kill. He's got the G3 auto with the 2 times. Interesting. Oh, some good smokes here. Might open up a cap opportunity, but not with CK still alive. Grenade out. Doesn't get anyone there. And CK still tucked in. Think they know that he's
even
there.
If soldiers did know CK was there, I don't think that pre-fire shot is there. I think the corner of that sandbag is really going to protect him.
Also, speaking of which, will CK be able to see a cap here if he doesn't peek? I mean, he's peeking right now, but there's a good chance he might not catch it. If they can kill CK, it's a cap. It's a cap if they kill him. That is for sure. So
I think Chandler's just doing a kind of a really good job of watching that main angle, though.
yeah, right where Messino's at.
Yeah, I think that angle is such a critical angle to watch, and I think with Chandler there. However, it's a very common spot. I'm actually more surprised that we haven't seen some of the util being saved to specifically grenade that spot.
Right. Look at Kraft Omik go. He could make it to the cap. He really could. And if CK doesn't check it, we might see a cap without any deaths.
This could be very interesting.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing to watch. Oh, CK's got his tablet out. He's making noise. Messino could definitely hear him. Messino needs to help out Kraft, get him distracted.
Kraft's going for it.
Oh
He
my
is going
gosh.
for it. Oh, and I don't think throwing the flash was the correct play there. You kind of give up your position.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for the cap. Is he quick enough?
Is not watching.
Oh my gosh, he's trying. He's trying to go for it.
Do we know if that cap is still doable from that?
It should be. You have to stand up and you have to put your tablet practically in the bush. Ninja does take out Tiger Striker.
Tried it again.
He gave up. Kraft gave up. He's trying to kill Bob here. CK peeks him. Oh man, that is not good for Raptors. CK, what?
-2.
CK survives that barrage of bullets from Messino. And it's a 5v2. Soldiers and Marksman left. Soldier does take out Bob.
Chandler now in a difficult position. He knows soldiers on lane 4, and really all he has is those sandboxes.
Oh no! Wow. Marksman saw Diamond peek, but was not quick enough. So now it's just up to soldiers. He knows where Ninja is now, so he knows approximately where 3 players are. Is he gonna go for the cap?
I mean, I am really interested. I think I have to check after this cast if that cap is still possible, because they are definitely playing as if it's not.
Right. Soldier's gonna try it here.
And he really does have the time of day to do it.
You gotta stand up and put your tablet in that bush. Nope. More left. More left.
Gonna try it. Oh, no. Oh, here we are.
He thinks CK's still alive. That's where you do it. Now you gotta get up in there, soldiers. Up against the bush.
30 seconds, and he's still looking.
Nope, he gave up.
Oh, man. Yeah, I am wondering if it's even a possible spot. I mean, they are not. After supposed to get worried about this spot.
They weren't.
They just gave it to them. I'm really questioning if it's a spot anymore.
Chandler making some odd noises at the end there. That is 4-2. Someone in chat, let us know. Can you cap from that location anymore? Or is it not possible? Do you need to have like the longest wingspan that I guess most players don't have? I would have thought that we would have seen a cap, but Not CK with 9 kills, 5 deaths. Diamond and Ninja with 6 kills. And then Marksman and Soldiers with 7. Tiger Striker with 1 kill. Not really. They're going to have to bring it back this next map if they want to help and contribute to their team. Doesn't seem like they have a substitute as Craftomic is still in. Let's see what map number 3 is. What do you think map 3 is going to be for Raptors? I think it might be Quarantine.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a Quarantine map. I would be surprised if it wasn't Quarantine, especially given the team they're going against.
Maybe
I think they definitely have a... Abandoned's a very interesting one. I'd be surprised for that map to even be pulled out at this point.
Yeah. Definitely not
I mean,
Downfall.
really for any team, I think I'd be surprised to see it happen.
Oh. Oh. Bizarre.
Very interesting choice.
Did not think we were going to see a Bizarre map. I could hear, I think I heard Soldiers say, Tiger, if you don't drop at least 7 kills this map, and then it cut out. That's pretty funny.
Maybe that is the condition of his ability to stay on the team. Maybe we'll see Kraft take a spot.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're going to hop to...
They do seem like a team that only wants 7 players.
Yeah. We're going to hop to an ad break real quick, and we will be right back.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Big Blue is right on top, listen. If there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy, can taking the EMP inside. Oh my god! No! It's past 5, 4, 3.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
All right, and we are back to
I'll go if you need me.
round or map number 3. We got Bizarre. Alrighty, we got the mini Bizarre objective, and we've got the tank spawn here. Let's see what AfterHours are gonna do on the defense here. Chandler gonna play inside blue room, very common spot here. But Ninja's gonna play a little bit of a newer spot, an old meta position that used to be around that was removed and now back again. Let's see here. Playing it slow once again. We got we have a new map here. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing the new Bizarre. A lot of new cover added to this, so I'm curious to see how Raptors are gonna play this out. See if they might try to take a north approach now that there's a little bit more cover in the north.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that previously you could kind of sit this box in the north and pretty much be really difficult to spot, but now they put a whole wall.
Yeah.
It's no longer viable.
CK playing pretty exposed at this wall. I mean, I would have probably played a little bit of a different position if I was CK, but I mean, if he gets kills, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, I think he's kind of leaving half the road open. If they never make that cross, they could easily pull up and kind of take a inside route. Although I don't think we typically see any teams doing this. It could be kind of somewhat of the play now that this wall's in a, kind of in the way.
Yeah. Wonder what's happening here. That's just so slow. I mean, a Raptor's gonna even move up? What are they waiting on? No one's moving on their team.
They were expecting. I really think they're expecting After Hours to have pushed up quite a bit more, and I think they're hoping for some early picks or a little bit of an aggression from After Hours.
Let's be honest. I mean, After Hours are not the type of team that's just gonna run out in the open trying to get early picks. They've been playing tucked in every round.
Yeah, and especially at this point, they were able to capture the second map. They really want to hold down these Volk rounds. At this point, they could just trade Volk rounds and win the entire series.
Ninja with a green smoke on hand, just in case he's in a tough situation and has to get out. Tiger Strike are on their own in the west here. But it looks like Marksman's going to come back him up in a minute. Already been 3 minutes. Not a single bullet has been shot. One grenade's been thrown, but I don't think it was thrown into a spot where they even seen someone at.
Across the street from the objective. Yeah, behind the, like next to the red truck.
I think they're communicating on where to throw smoke. I couldn't quite tell what Soldiers was saying. Two minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Raptors need to figure out where this defense is. Crapdomic might be the first to spot someone. Nope. Marksman sees Ninja here, I think. Gets the kill on a Ninja. Chandler probably going to try to follow through with a kill here. Gets taken out by Kraft, so now that's 3 players left of After Hours. Raptors are finally making their move here. They got close enough. CK all the way in the north. Did he get exposed? I think so. I think they're kind of... They might have spotted him. I don't know. That smoke was in the way, though.
CK's position is not really watching this cross. If they get bobbed, we could potentially see a cap here. I mean, they really could jump directly across that street now.
Yep.
He checks his tablet, so we're going to see him kind of watch that road cross now, but...
CK does take out Soldiers, but Striker and Diamond are having a little bit of a firefight here. If they can distract Diamond...
Yeah, here we go.
Kraft's going for it.
And I think this is it. I think this is the cap we see.
Unless Kraft takes it forever and goes for a mono cap. Nope, there it is. That's a cap from Raptors on round 1. Not CK and Mr. Diamond were not in the moment there, allowing for the cap.
Surprised. Very surprised to see that. After CK checked his tablet, I would have expected him to essentially kind of bum rush that middle street, because that cap is especially with the smokes that were in the middle of the street, like that cap's extremely susceptible.
Yeah, I'll no longer judge the 4-minute 4-minute slow push from Raptors anymore. I mean, geez, that was a long wait, but I don't even think they really knew where they were all at. They knew like where Bob was, and that was it at 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden they killed one. They got another one from peeking, and then they got another one, which was Bob for pushing. They left CK alive, and they left Diamond alive, and they went in for the cap. I mean, I think,
I really think this is what they're really good at. Typically, I think that it's this strategy that they use. It really shows on larger maps, but this is typically what they're good at. Really trying to find those positions that the defenses are dug in, and moving from there. And I think if you're playing a tight defense and you kind of give Raptors that time to move, they're going to inevitably figure out and narrow down those specific spots you could potentially be in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so far we are an hour and 45 minutes into this match, and we're already 2 points up for Raptors on map number 3. After Hours need to get a cap return to kind of stay in it and not let that last round affect them too much. But hey, anything happens. I mean, Raptors can get 3-0 and then a comeback from After Hours is all it's going to take. We're on round number 2 for Raptors versus After Hours map number 3.
I will say caps are so difficult for teams to back bounce from, because it's not only just you lose 2 points, oftentimes that momentum has been shifted really hard and you've got to play a Marsoc round and win it now. So
Yeah.
oftentimes a cap isn't really 2 points. Oftentimes it's a 3-point win.
Yeah.
What the fuck is coming?
Let's see what we got going on here. After Hours, they're playing pretty fast and aggressive here. They're not playing that slow.
Super surprised that we see this cluster happening again. I mean, this could have been maybe they get a peek, but you're almost giving that potential for a multi-kill when so many people are clustered together in such a small area.
Yeah, 100%. Lucino is going to be watching this mini bazaar cross here, and Tiger Strike. I mean, is anyone even watching kill room area here? I think it's just soldiers in case they get there. Other than that, not much.
What's interesting about this defense is they've kind of left the north. They're really relying on that person, particularly Kraft, who has pushed up to kind of hold the entire north and not kind of make sure nobody slips by.
Ooh, the double kill from Marksman there. Taking out 2 players of After Hours, putting it down to a 5v3 now. Ninja playing it really safe back here. Expecting a flank from Raptors, which I have not seen so far after all the rounds that we've watched.
I definitely don't think the flank from Kraft is a good idea. His position, the only way that his position's kind of null and void is if they kind of slip through Bazaar and get past soldiers. But other than that, this position is such a difficult position for this offense if they wrap around to deal with. There's so much area here on the north they'd have to clear to get through Kraft. Tomic's position here is going to be really difficult.
Yeah. Ninja's very paranoid about a flank here. Has not taken his eyes off their 6.
Not to mention Kraft's position, he's actually watching this north road through the crack of the wood.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've played in a scrim against Kraft not too long ago, and he did play that position. I will say it's hard to see it, but you could spot a little bit of movement of their uniform. So, and you can pre-fire through that wood too. So, not always the best position to be if you get spotted.
Crossing.
Soldiers in a really tucked in position here.
I have to say, After Hours has they kind of took a little bit of space, but then they kind of backed off of that space. I think they're really worried about soldiers and where he's sitting.
Yeah. Let's watch Mr. Diamond a little bit here, see what he's got going on. See what he's cooking in the kitchen. Oh my. Might not have to watch Mr. Diamond anymore. He's very, very fast. It's hard to not get nauseated from our perspective. Kraft has to be super quiet here. He's got a couple people moving around him. You definitely hears Bob and Mr. Diamond. You know there's just 2 people there. Now they're going to run past him. Kraft can now flank these 2 players if they somehow take out Soldiers and Tiger Striker.
The building.
Hey, we're not
The
screaming
street, east side, north shop.
We're not screaming all season. I think we're doing pretty
Over
good.
Soldier spots Diamond. Kraft takes out Bob. Shots on Diamond. Soldiers couldn't connect. Oh, and down goes Diamond. So now it's just up to Ninja here to clutch up this round.
Wow.
What can
Kraft
Ninja
seems
do?
to have grenaded himself, I think.
He's not down, is
And
he?
I think
Oh my god,
he
he is.
said not what I meant to do.
Whoa, whoa, that was almost a nice nade onto Ninja. That is now 3 points for Raptors. We did lose someone from After Hours. Who do we lose? Oh my gosh, I cannot think of who we lost. Do you know who left? I could probably
They
pull it up.
switched out for After Hours.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go to the roster quick. Was it? We still have Bob. Was it Mr. 5?
No.
Not CK is still
It was
here.
not. No, it was not CK. Not CK. Left. He's not in the lobby.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, not CK is not here. Maybe he'll come back. Well, I'm sorry. I was looking at the tab version, and the tab version kind of shows all the kills, and I was showing all 5, and I was like, I'm not really.
It shows
Trying to
all
figure
5 on
out.
AfterHouse.
So like if you
Or
when you hit tab and you look at the kills, it
Yeah.
doesn't show him gone. It still shows his kills. So I'm not sure.
He
if
must
was
have
kind of
crashed.
yeah, it seems like maybe he's still the game's trying to figure
No,
out
yeah,
that he's
he's definitely out of the lobby right now. There might be a timeout because of it. We'll see if After Hours want to get a 5th in before the next round starts.
And this might be a good chance to take a timeout. I mean, with 3-0, you're gonna need a change of pace. You might need to take a moment and just kind of breathe after that. You know, the 3 rounds, you've lost all your momentum.
Yeah. If anything, take a break, get some water. Honestly, just pull up old videos of Raptors on Bazaar if you want to. I mean, you have 10 minutes. Do what you can. Ice the kicker, as they call it. And then come back to it 10 minutes later. Not CK is back in the lobby. So there might not be a timeout. And they might just move on to the next round. And it sounds like they are. Round number 3. If Raptors win one more point here, that is the series, and Raptors win their first match of the season. After Hours are going to have to hold down this objective if they want to stay in the series and try to secure a win.
There's still a pre-fire
Chandler,
into the
where am I?
East Court Road.
Chandler?
No. I'm not sure.
CK and Diamond talking about who's shorter than the other.
DK definitely thinks that cannot be mistaken for Chandler because he is much taller.
Very worried.
Okay.
I guess when we see the VRML con, we will know.
Yeah.
Soldiers try not to lag.
Well, Raptors doing what they do best, playing slow.
For the new viewers, there is going to be a live event. Find more information on VRML website.
Yeah. VRML
Be
con.
quite
I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to go. Actually, I don't have to say I want to go. I am going. I'll see you
And
all
even if
there,
you-
whoever's going to be there.
Even if you're not in the league, you can purchase tickets and go. So you're more than welcome to show up, see these players in action.
Yep. It'll be fun. Come crash at my place. Not really. There's no more space, but you could come say hi. As long as you're cool. All right. Cool people only. That's
Are
how
you
it
in
works with me.
Colorado, Lipinski?
I will be for the con.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure when you said my place. It almost felt like
No,
you
no.
happen to have a place like right near the event.
Nope, just an Airbnb.
I think there's the shot. You can take it.
Gotcha.
Figure out we're coming eventually.
Again, the same
Close.
strategy here from Raptors. slow, methodical, trying to narrow down the positions
Yeah.
they could potentially be in, and more importantly, see if they get antsy. Maybe they'll take
Ninja
a
almost
aggressive
first to
push.
die. Yeah, they almost got the first kill on Ninja there. The rest are moving up pretty slow in the center street. My guess is they're going to try to sneak up through the center road and maybe swing around into Blue Room, possibly. Take control of the south. I mean, it's not a bad play. We'll see what they plan to do here. Still 3 minutes and 40 seconds, aka 1 minute and 40 seconds for Raptors to start doing what they do best, I guess, which is push objective, get 3 kills, and get a cap. Mr. Diamond having a nice little whistle going on. Bob calling out the kill count, which is 5 up from both teams. And they're playing a little bit of a new angle here. What a smoke.
This is very much of an interesting angle that he's playing.
Wow.
But Marksman might end up picking Chandler up if he turns that corner and works to Blue Room.
Yep.
Somewhat open, but definitely an off-meta position. Maybe they'll get Tiger Striker here.
Possibly. Let's see what happens. I mean, if Tiger doesn't keep going and he takes this angle. Oh, he does
wow.
find Chandler through the door. Great pickup
Wow.
from Tiger.
Go forward, back east.
It's a 5v4. They still have not CK all the way in their spawn that they have to watch out for. But soldiers might spot him while coming in through the north.
I have to say, I didn't expect that to happen. Chandler kind of had the element of surprise. I was
Yeah.
really thinking that Tiger would get picked there. It's a great kill.
One east outskirts. Northeast.
Sino
And
sneaking
just
up right
in a
behind
minute
Diamond.
and 40, they've started to really restrict the area in which this defense can play within. More importantly,
Yeah.
they've really ruled out a lot of defensive positions.
Raptomic does find not CK in their spawn. Diamond's panicking over Messino. He definitely hears him. Soldiers almost finds Bob. Tiger gets a kill onto Bob. Mr. Diamond and Messino trade. It's all up to Ninja here to save the round, and Raptors win the first match for their team this season against After Hours. The final score on map 3 is 4-0. Well played, Raptors. After Hours almost had it after map 2, but unfortunately could not keep that trend going and lost on map 3 to Raptors. So that final score for the match is going to be 10-6. Raptors win. Let's go ahead and take a look at our highlights for this match, or at least for Bazaar, that is. Look at that nice double kill from Marksman there. The cap from Craftomic. We had a lot of good kills and plays from this team all around. We got the Marksman getting blindsided by Ninja. The double nade kill to win Subway for Kraft. Chandler's amazing swing peek and CK and Chandler's kill on the Marksman. I mean, that duo looked so strong for a second there. An amazing nade toss from Soldiers to get 2. And then the flash kill to get Chandler was not picked up on the replay, but you can watch it back over. Marksman downing Ninja. Boop. There's the nade. And a great swing from Graf, getting a quad kill. Picks up CK and later on gets the trade with Bob. And Diamond's amazing headshot onto Soldiers. I'm surprised he even saw him behind that dumpster in time. And Soldiers' first kill onto Ninja. Gets the second kill onto onto Chandler right afterwards. And that was it for our highlight. Oh wait, never mind. I forgot even that this was even in there. Great defend from Diamond. Wow, we had so many highlights. I can't even remember some of these. It's like I'm watching back the stream for the first time.
Definitely been an interesting game all around.
Yeah, it sure has. Thank you everybody for watching. We were watching the chat. We appreciate all the support from everybody here. I am back. Do you have any last remarks about this match at all that you'd like to tell the viewers?
You know, I think that Suburbia was really just a wild card map, and it's definitely a note to be taken for those other teams that are going to be looking to play Raptors this season. We might see Raptors take and try to ban that map. It could be a toss-up. I mean, at this point, this could be a little bit of a weakness that some teams can really try to capitalize on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think AfterHours, if they put a little bit of practice in for this season, they're going to do a fantastic job. They're going to keep that. They're going to keep themselves up in Master Division for sure. I mean, they do a really good job playing against Master Division. I don't think they're a diamond team in any way, especially if they practice. I like to thank the mods and creators team. Just a heads up, the creator team is actively in need of video editors. So if you're brand new to video editing, and want to learn, we'll teach you, you know, or if you're even more experienced, come join us, volunteer. We'd love to have you guys on our creators and moderators team. Thank you to Exclaim for their amazing custom VR Master League merch. We are able to set up team merch websites with them as well. So if you have your own VR Master League team and you want to have a merch page, make sure to go to Exclaim using our link as well. Thank you to ProTube VR, one of the longest sponsors for VR Master League, with their amazing gun stocks. I don't know if I am back. Have you held a ProTube before?
I have not, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness. I remember the first time I held one, and it was honestly like way over my budget, but it was at OC5 where Boren from ProTube had the prototype model of their force tube, their haptic feedback butt stock, and it was so cool. I shot the gun and I was like, dude, this is sweet. And then they are actually working on a prototype for the haptic feedback pistol as well, and I was like, this is pretty sweet. Unfortunately, he was not giving those out for free, but you know, it was still really cool. Thank you to HyperX. You can get 15% off of a fully priced HyperX products in the US if you use HX VRML 23. They support VRML with high quality HyperX quadcast microphones, just like the one that you see Nightfire using. Those things are pretty sweet. Thank you to Helga, the manager bot. You know, stats, scheduling, communicating with everyone inside your team. It could be a hassle. I mean, I already have problems using the Discord reaction things, trying to get my own team to react on whether or not they're playing in tomorrow's match or not. So HelgaBot does a fantastic job with helping you to get your availability, your scheduling, and just communicating with your team and everything. So make sure to check out Helga, the manager bot. Of course, thank you to everyone on the VRML team, all the moderators, all the staff, all the production that helped build this thing together. What you're watching on, all these assets everywhere around me, that took weeks to make. So thank you to everyone on the production team. Thank you to all the head leads that helped build this together, because without the VR Master League, we wouldn't be able to compete with all the people that we're playing with today. I mean, I've met so many people in this league in person, online. It feels like a family. So, thank you to the VR Master League. And then lastly, thank you to VR Cover. If you ever feel like you want to have your friends over, play your VR headsets, but you're worried about, if they're bringing in germs, or maybe they're scared to try VR because of, your face germs or whatever, you can get amazing hygiene and comfort solutions all for any kind of VR headsets you have. So make sure to check out VR Cover so you can show your friends what Onward's like, and of course show off how good you are, because of course that's the only reason why you're really trying to get them in. You show them how difficult the game is, then you put the headset on, you're like, look at me, boom 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 boom, you kill all the AI bots, no problem. So that's at least why I get my friends to try Onward. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, I Am Back, for co-casting. Had a great time with you in here, helping analyze everything going on. This has been season 16, week 1, Raptors versus AfterHours, and we will see you guys maybe later on this week for another Master Division cast. and have a great night, everybody.
Onward VRML is brought to you by Downpour Interactive, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.